Hey, Jamie Dana here from Elevate Counseling. The other day I was talking to a parent who was flummoxed about how their gifted child was struggling to turn in their schoolwork and stay organized. Basically she was asking me how someone who is gifted could also have these terrible organizational skills. She basically wanted to know, is this a real thing or is it an excuse? I hear this all of the time from frustrated parents. So first, let me tell you what giftedness is. Basically, this means extraordinary, measurable ability to process or to do a specific skill outside of the norm. So this could be in the arts, it could be a physical gift, something like sports, but most of the time when we talk about giftedness, we are talking about it in terms of cognitive ability with kids with a look at school, right? So when we're looking at this, if a child is able to understand these advanced concepts, if they're able to reason at a level that's way above their peers or put together IKEA furniture, something as an adult I still am unable to do. How is it that they couldn't do something easy like turning in their homework? What is going on here? Sometimes the issue is that a gifted child also has another executive functioning issue, like ADHD, or they might have a learning disability, something like dyslexia. They could have anxiety, or they could have depression. These things also affect executive functioning, which is basically like our brain's internal direction giver. But a lot of times, it has nothing to do with an underlying issue beyond just being gifted. So if there is a gifted kid in your house, here's what I want you to hear, okay? Gifted kids, as a whole, have a slower maturation of their cortex. This is what contributes to these greater capabilities, but also due to this slower maturation of the cortex, it leads to a lag in the development of executive functioning. So generally we see a delay in these skills through middle school, and then once they get into high school, those skills tend to catch up if there isn't another underlying issue. So this is often why we see younger kids diagnosed with ADHD when they don't actually have ADHD, they just are gifted and so they are disorganized because the skills haven't caught up yet. In my opinion, gifted kids also struggle with executive functioning skills because they've been able to rely on their cognitive abilities. So basically, rather than learning how to organize and plan, they get by having these other strengths. This may look like a child who takes notes poorly, but they do fine on their tests because they have that really good recall of facts. The reason this is an issue is eventually they need to be able to have those skills if they're going to higher education, right? Like eventually they're going to need to know how to listen to the professor and take notes in order to have that kind of success. So this is why just accepting these weaknesses is a bad idea, because they're going to need that skill set later. So I hope this was helpful. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. And until next time, keep doing, keep being, and keep growing. Thanks.